Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I just want to thank all my old subscribers and welcome my new subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. So it's that time of year again where the garden is constantly producing produce and veggies that I need to do something with. Either can them up, preserve them in some way, shape, or form. Freezing, dehydrating, whatever the case may be. So I am going to try to dehydrate some herbs and some veggies in my sun oven. I figured, why not? I am right now got a whole lot of herbs and stuff coming in that I have no idea what I'm gonna do with and how to quickly preserve them. So let's try preserving or dehydrating in my sun oven. So first up in my sun oven, I have some chives here. Now, I have chives coming out of my ears, so this really has to work for me. So we're going to see how this goes. So these are the chives, already dehydrated, nice and crispy. I will say that next time I do it, I might do a thinner layer. I had to kind of move them around because the underneath part wasn't drying as nicely as the top layer was. There was a lot in there and I wanted to just get it done. So next time I'll put less in and then spread them out more evenly across the cookie sheet. So next on to basil. I didn't have as much basil as I wanted to because I did a couple of batches of pesto, but this is what I had left. And I will say this dried the quickest in the sun oven. So here it is out of the sun oven, and it took about an hour, and as you will hear, it is very crispy. So I will just leave this sort of whole and crush it up as I go to use it. So I was making stewed tomatoes because my brainiac mind thinking, oh, let me do something with these tomato skins. I usually just throw them on the compost pile, but I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can dehydrate them and then grind them up to a powder. So here they are in the sun oven. I spread them out in a nice thin layer and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is my first attempt at doing tomato skins in the sun oven. I think I might have left them too long. Yeah, they're nice and dry and crispy, as you can hear. But they're so dark. I think I might have burnt them. They don't smell burnt, but I don't know. But I have a second batch in, and I directed the sun oven out of the direct sun, so it's a little cooler because it was running at about 200 plus. So I think that might be too hot for these tomato skins. They were a nice pretty red. Now they're a dark, I'm going to call them dark red. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call them. I'm not going to say burnt. I'm going to say dark red. Yeah. So whether this is a fail or not, I'm going to actually taste the piece and see if it tastes burnt, because if it does, then I won't use it. Yep, definitely tastes burnt. Oh, well. I tried. Hopefully the second batch will come out a little better. Yeah. I taste tomato, though. So I just took it a little too far. Definitely has a burnt aftertaste on these. So I guess these will go in the compost bin after all. Okay, so second time was definitely the charm. As you can see, they are still red. And they are definitely nice and crispy, as you can hear. Yes. Success! Yes! Skins dried in the sun oven, and I'm so happy. So I'm going to get these in my grinder and grind these up into a powder and use them for cooking. So this was a great thing I could do with my skins instead of just throwing them on the compost pile like I usually do. So yeah, definitely. And I Today, instead of yesterday, I put it in full sun, made sure it was always in the sun, and it got up to like 200 degrees. Today, I didn't keep it in direct sun, like sort of out of direct sun. Overcast today. It's still warm, but it's overcast, and I the lid on my sun oven a little bit more than I did yesterday, so that probably helped as well. So I'm so and yeah, I will be doing this from now on. Now I'm gonna put in some peppers. Cross your fingers that that works out for me. So I'll let you know what happens with those. So these are my tomato skins ready to go in the grinder to make them into powder. So this is how my peppers turned out. Awesome. They are so dry and crispy. I put them, well, I washed them, of course, cleaned them, dried them, and then just put them in the sun oven on that same cooling rack with the parchment paper. And these did take a while because of, I guess, how dense they are, because I didn't cut them in half or chop them down or anything like that. I just put them in the sun oven whole. So it took a good long while, and I, again, kept it not quite in direct sunlight, but sort of out of direct sun, and it stayed around 170, 175 or thereabouts. I find that's probably my sweet spot for dehydrating most things, except for maybe the tomato skins. They probably need a lower temp, but yeah, these worked out great. I will be grinding these up just for like pepper flakes and using them in cooking. So this was a nice way to preserve these peppers, because I have so many cayenne peppers, so many hot peppers, and I also have a good bumper crop of sweet peppers. So I might be chopping those up and putting them in the dehydrator, my sun oven dehydrator too. So around 175 and a couple hours depending on what you're putting in there, and you should have no problems. I just used a regular cooling rack, which I got from the Dollar Tree, and some brown parchment paper, and I was good to go. So if you're thinking about doing this in your sun oven, you might want to try it. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.